Hi, this is Mike. Welcome to another episode of Life Changers, where it takes one day at a time. Today, we're going to pivot to what we need to be having and putting out there in the world, which is love. Like the song, what has love got to do with it, Mike? Well, everything. And this is something I've learned recently. Okay. I know you guys can't see me and all that, but when I was younger, I was like fit. I never worked out, okay? But I was fit. I would go rock climbing. I would run. I would do anything sporty. I was just like, let's go have fun. Let's go rock climb. Let's go do this. Let's run for 10 kilometers because that's awesome. And people are like, what? No, man. But I was, fit. And I like being center of attention. I'd go out and talk and go to parties and be like, hey, everybody, look at me. It's Mike. And, I'll be the life of the party. Well, there's two things that happen. One thing, I was 18 years old, 19 years old, and one day I just was rock climbing, and I froze. And I was like, and all this stuff just flew in my head. Like, what if I fall? What if the rope breaks? I'm not as light as I used to be. I'm a little bit heavier now. If I fall, I could die and this. And okay, I've been rock climbing since I was 14 years old. And then 6 years later, I'm sitting there frozen. My buddy's like, come on, Mike, let's go. What's going on? What are you waiting for? And I froze. I was shaking. And he thought I was joking around. He's like, and I'm like, dude, I'm actually scared. What? Dude, you do more riskier stuff than I would ever dream of while rock climbing. You free climbed just the other day, a 200-foot wall just because you can. And you want to show off. And I'm like, yeah, it was safe. He's like, this is nothing. You're only 60 feet up. What's wrong with you? And I really don't know what happened. But here's the answer. Now that I'm a little bit older and wiser, is all about my perspective and what I was bringing in to my reality. In my reality, I brought in fear. I never had that before. Me and my buddy's motto was like, like Nike. Hey, just do it. Just do it. We free climb buildings. We would run. Oh, there's a gap. Jump. Land on the other side of the roof. Keep on going. Didn't think about consequences of what would happen if I didn't make the jump. No, it was, I'm going to make it because I'm awesome. And then all of a sudden, now I'm like up there shaking. Just because one thing changed. My thoughts and what I believed. And then that led to a bunch of other different things. And now, for many years, I started getting heavier and heavier, and then I started having health issues and all this other stuff. And then I started just fading away from the limelight, as they say. I wasn't confident. I lost my confidence. I lost my mojo. I lost who I was. And who I was? I was happy-go-lucky Mike. And anything's possible. I own this world. And I've always broke records or made big differences where it's like, hey, you're the youngest guy ever to work at this company and have this position. And I'm like, of course, I work my butt off because I'm Mike. This world is mine. And then I stopped believing that. And I started getting into the whole, like we talked last time, negative. And, I can't do this because of my heart, right? I tried to run once to show off. And I ran real fast because I used to be a really fast runner. We'll get to those stories eventually. But I was a really fast runner. And I ran fast for a big boy. And people were like, holy crap, we're playing capture the flag. And everybody's like, hey, we got this guy. Let's go over there towards Mike. He's big. I could outrun him. And I was like, what? And I just ran my heart out. And then they're like, whoa, where'd that come from? And they're always like, yeah, Mike, I didn't expect that coming from a big boy like you. And I was like, cool. Yeah, I'm Mike. And I could feel my old self. I'm trying to put my old self back in. I was like, yeah. And then we were like, we'll take a break, Mike. And we took a break. And they're like, you're going to play again? And I started feeling sick and not. I was like, I'm going to barf. I overdid it. My wife's like, why would you do that? It's like, I had to prove them wrong. They're trying to be like, well, let's go over there. This guy is big. He can't keep up with us. So I shut him down. She's like, yeah, now you overdid it. Now you look like... And I'm like, oh, everybody's looking at me. But you got to just bring in love. You got to stop with this competitiveness. Stop with, it's good to be competitive, right? But not to the point where you're going to get sick or get hurt. And so now that I put that story out there about my confidence being shot, and then I'm slowly building it back up, would one simple thing for the last, I would say 20 years of my life, so for a little bit more than half of my life, I'm not even 40 yet, but a little bit more than half, have made such a big difference from when I own this world, this is mine, to, just with one simple thought. And I used to think, oh, well, that day, the old Mike died, now I'm mature or whatever. No, it's just, I let that in. I let all that in. And now I have to work hard to overcome things that back in the day was like, that's nothing. So we have to bring in love. You have to love yourself. That's why I'm talking about all this, is because I've recently learned that if I've been trying hard to lose weight. I started going to the gym. I never used to go to the gym in my life. I'd always be fit just because I'm active, running, and, I'd like to do heavy lifting. I help people are moving. Hey, I'll help. I like the air workout. I like this, right? To, I can't do that. I'm a big boy now. Oh, yeah, I gotta relax, And even with I'm joking, right? I'll be there joking with people and making jokes about how fat I am, and people are like, oh, trying to be funny Mike, right? But it's just bringing it back to me. And I've tried everything. I've tried diets. I've tried going to the gym every day for 2 hours, sometimes 4 hours, and I would lose all the weight. And then I'll just get it all back and then some. And I'm like, what's going on? So I'm like, I'm going to just change my way of life, right? I'm going to just try to walk everywhere, try to do this. And it was so hard. It's like pulling teeth. It's really hard and hurts. And I was just like, whatever. I give up. And then recently I just found, just sitting there, a little, still small voice, a little boop in my head, probably my higher self or the universe just like, hey, there's one thing you haven't tried yet. I was like, what's that? Stop eating? No. Love yourself. What? I know it sounds crazy, but I just like, okay. And my wife used to tell me all the time, hey, you should love yourself. And I'd always make jokes, I love myself. No, but the moment you truly love yourself and just love life, love the world, then you'll see everything different. It sounds crazy. So I started doing it. I started just like telling myself, I love the world. Thank you. I love my truck, or I love myself. And I'd hug myself. And I did not change anything else. I said, I'm putting out in the universe. I love myself. I love everybody. My body, the universe, will tell me what it needs. And you know what I noticed over the weeks and months that I've been doing this? I have more energy. I notice I'm losing weight. And I don't care about the weight aspect of it, but I want to be able to be athletic and do things like I used to. And I'm getting more energy, more athletic. And I love myself. I'm just like, I love you, man. You're doing a great job, body. I'm sorry to put you through all this stuff. I'm like, hey, let me know. Right? Come on, body. Let me know if there's something I shouldn't be putting in my body. And then a few days later, I'm eating a burger, 4 or 5 burgers. And it just tasted really vinegary and just disgusting. I'm like, what? I love burgers. I had one, but the moment I started eating a second one, I just felt like, ugh. It tasted weird. It tasted like the bun is disgusting. Take the bun off. I'm eating just a burger and cheese and all the toppings all over myself. Don't make a mental image of that. And I was like eating it like, ugh, I just can't. And then my body was like, hey, you told me to tell you when enough is enough. You're full now. And my body was like, hey, you're full. Do you feel that? I'm like, yeah, I feel that, but I'm still going to eat the second one because I love food. Then it's like, okay, here goes taste buds. And now it's like, couldn't eat it. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. So I recognized, I'm like, hey, thank you. I love you. Thank you. And I would look at my wife sometimes and be like, oh, isn't this such a beautiful sunset? Like, look how beautiful the trees are, the grass. Look at the cows just grazing over there. Life is just so beautiful. And she's like, okay, you all right? did somebody put something in your food? I'm like, what? And she started doing it too. And I explained to her, and she started bringing in love, and we're loving the world and everything, that everything just seems so much more brighter and just, whoa, it's a lot better than all the negativity that we're used to in the world and all the hate. Don't you think? So if you didn't already try these, but you have to try. Tell yourself, I love you, body. Thanks for waking up today. I love my life. Thank you, universe, for allowing me to wake up. Or whatever you want to put it as, right? And just thank and try to love. Just try to love everybody. I know it might be hard. Some people might be hard to love because they're just big haters, but then avoid those people. I started changing where I'm going to hang out with people that are my friends. I'm going to hang out with people that I love. And there's some people I love because they're my family and all that, but I don't necessarily need to hang out with them all day because it's so draining, because I just can't deal with all the negativity, and I don't want that in my life. So I'm not going to disown them, but they're my family. I love them, or they're my best friends growing up. I love them. You could explain to them the changes you're going through. I've tried that with some of my friends. Well, just let's say we don't hang out as much. Because I'm becoming like totally different from what I used to be to now. But I'm changing my life, changing everything. I don't want to be that guy going every time we hang out like, hey, remember how awesome that was? That 30 years ago we did this and that. I want my life to be awesome every damn day. And that's what's going to bring us to our next episode. In the next episode, I'm going to talk to you how you got to live every damn day to the fullest. Don't think about 10 years in advance. Don't live in the past. You got to live in the today. And that's what we're going to be talking about in the next episode. So thank you very much. This is Mike, and this is Life Changers, and it takes one day at a time. Hang in there.